Welcome, I'm Chris, and today we will be taking a look at r/IDoWorkHereLady. Old guy freaks out when I hit by a low caliber paintball gun and argues rules with me. I told him I work here and know the rules. When I was 14, I worked at a paintball field. I decided to play some games there with some friends on the weekend, since I got huge discounts. I was playing 50 caliber, which is below the standard 68. This is usually played by kids my age. When a group of older guys around their 40s showed up, we were heading out for our first game. I was with my friends and my brother, and we were all excited to play. When the game started, I pushed up far and get in a really good spot. I started picking them all off, but it wasn't enough. Our team started to fall, so I dug myself in for defense. I was on the far right and our team lost the left. I started getting shot from the right, and then I heard someone run up to my cover. The standard rules are to say surrender when you're close to someone, but it's not necessary. Because I was getting pinned by the left and didn't have time to verbal commands, I peered the corner and shot the 4-year-old in the shoulder. He loses his stuff and yells and cussed at me for shooting him. Now remember, he is a 4-year-old playing with kids with paintball markers half the size of regular ones. I end up getting hit by the people on my left, and I head into rifle. I'm in the shelter. He freaks out and starts ranting about how I broke the rules, and I explained how I didn't. He starts saying stuff about how he's played 5 times, and then I told him that this is my 20th or so game. Then he says he knows one of the refs. I respond saying I know them all. He asks how, and I told him I work here. He denies it and calls in a ref, and even he said so. He quit talking to me. It felt amazing. It was definitely a big freak out when I hit him, and I still find it funny today how a 40-year-old could get so mad getting shot by a low caliber paintball gun, 50 caliber. I find it amazing how a 4-year-old man decides to pick on a 14-year-old person. Like, they're just a kid. But anyway, the next story is called When Your Niece Turns Out to Be an Entitled Karen. Sorry about formatting and whatnot. Once again, I'm sitting in my favorite booth that overlooks the entire restaurant when I see a familiar face walk in. It was my niece, and she had some friends with her. It must have been one of the girls' night out. We were rather crowded, and there was a bit of a wait. I went back to eating and doing the end of month paperwork, and heard my niece say rather loudly, "You will seat me now! Do you know who my uncle is? I can have you fired like that!" And Tammy, the hostess, tried telling her that there were no seats, but my niece wanted nothing to do with that. She said, "My uncle practically owns this place. Mr. H, you know who that is, right?" Tammy nodded her head. "Yeah, I know who he is. I see him in here all the time." My niece said, "Well, then you know I could have your job just like that. All I have to do is make one phone call and you're gone, missy." I was livid. My niece using my name to get a free ride. Something I frowned on. I even looked down on nepotism. I got up and walked up behind her as she continued her rant on how she deserved to be seated. Tammy smiled when I spoke up. "Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you." "Oh, hey, Uncle," she said sweetly. "I was just explaining how I know you and that you're my uncle. You're using my name to get a free meal, and I do not appreciate it. These people, unlike you, work for a living, and I know your father is going to be very disappointed when I call him and tell him how you're treating these people." "But Uncle, she was being really snotty to me." "Lisa, don't you dare lie to me. Tammy was being nothing but sweet and pleasant, so don't you even dare try it." Lisa squealed out, "But Uncle..." But nothing. I don't want you trying to be a mooch. I don't approve it, and your father sure wouldn't. I apologized to our friends and told them they would have to vacate the restaurant now. Tammy, you see Lisa in here, you have the right to throw her out, and I will contact the manager of the other 2 restaurants not to seat you if they hear you drop my name, or give any free meals. Lisa, I'm so disappointed in your behavior right now. Just go. Lisa stomped off with her friends screaming she was going to tell her daddy. No, you won't, because your dad will side with me. I know he doesn't promote this type of attitude, and I know he didn't raise you this way. Now go. It's been several years since. She still doesn't talk to me. Her dad apologized for her behavior. Why? I don't know. It's not his fault. He's a good man and tells me he didn't raise her to be like that. But it's okay. He made her get a job. Working for me? Yes. I made her work as a dishwasher and said my name better not drift out of her mouth to gain favoritism with others. I think she's still ticked off, but oh well, I still have the respect of my employees. Update. My niece Lisa called me today out of the blue. It was a bit awkward for her at first, but we talked. She said she was sorry and has wanted to apologize for the longest time. Just didn't know how. I told her all she had to do is call, say she was sorry and I would have to forgive her. We caught up, she told me what she had been up to. I told her I knew already. I'd been talking to her dad and mom. Just because I was upset didn't mean I didn't care. She said she knows it's no excuse for her behavior, but she was just trying to impress her friends. I told Lisa, I understand we do stupid things. She did invite me to her wedding. I invited Lisa to dinner with her fiancé Saturday. And yes, this time dinner really is on me. I am one of those that truly believes you should never be mean to anyone that works in restaurants, because they're just doing their job and it can be quite hard. But at least she learned from this, and it's great to know that you guys still are able to possibly get a relationship out of this in the end. I hope so. The next story is called What Do You Think I'm Doing Standing Here at the Till, Wearing the Uniform, Scanning Items, Dancing? Sorry if this doesn't belong here. I'm a cashier in a shop and it's obvious who works there by the bright uniforms that stand out. Probably once a week I get someone asking if I work there, and it gets so hard to not be sarcastic with the customer. I get told off and something else would be bad, making it a more boring place to be. The best 2 happened last week, within an hour. I was on the very first till you come to, was the only person serving customers, and had someone I was currently serving. Another customer, young lady, comes along with a few things, goes up and down the few tills we have and sees there are all signs saying till closed. And some came back to me and asked if I was open. I look at her confused, wondering if she was serious, still scanning the current customer's stuff. The current customer's kid, 8 to 10, immediately turned to her mom and said, "Why did the lady ask the man if he's working? He obviously is." The lady said it really was not obvious that I was open and serving. Me and the mother was trying not to laugh, and the mother had to stop the daughter from saying stuff about the lady. Shortly after, another customer, middle-aged blonde lady, came over while I was still standing at the till, looked at all the tills, and then came to my till and asked if I can call someone over. I asked if I can help, and she said she wanted to be served, so hurry up and call someone. Anyone who can help. I told her I can serve her here on my till, and she genuinely and seriously asked which till I was on. I told her here, it was the one I was standing at. She said she didn't realize I was working there at first, and then didn't think I worked on tills. You know, there's always these special kind of people out there in the world that doesn't always understand everything. But I mean, I guess as long as they aren't too rude, it just makes for a good story. The last story for today is called Bartender Tries to Throw Me Out. I'm an employee, so I'm a party host at my place of work, which happens to be attached to a bar. Both businesses are owned by the same man and work hand in hand. I've been an employee on my half for a little over a year now. Yet, I've never made a run down to the bar before until yesterday. I'm 18, but I've been mistaken for 13 numerous times. Regardless, I'm far too young to be sat in a bar. For the party I was working though, I had to make runs down to the bar to get the food for my party. So I head down and grab some of the food from the kitchen and start taking it over. I deliver maybe half of the food when, on my way back to the kitchen, I heard a lady yell something. I'm a bit on the skittish side, so if someone yells, I'm right there in headlights. I turn and see the bartender pointing at me and she calls me over. I toddle towards her like an apprehensive squirrel and she grabs my arm and tells me I have to leave while she drags me to the door. I was stunned, but I still had the sense to dig my heels in and nearly drag her down. Once she recovered from suddenly holding 95 pounds of dead weight, she once again tells me I have to leave. I ask why, a very responsible question, but she looks at me with the "Is that really the story you're going with?" disappointed mom face. I'm very familiar with that face. There is no way in hell you're 21 and I'm not having a kid in here while I'm working the bar. At this point, I reach my tipping point. I'm pretty easily overwhelmed and honestly, it was a miracle I lasted that long. I started crying. My words are strained and garbled by sharp breaths and little sobs. I'm shuddering at this point, where I might as well have been speaking Morse code when I finally managed to choke out, "I'm just trying to do my job." I don't know how much of that sentence was actually intelligible when I said it. Enough, I suppose, because she looked at me with the eyes of pure, "Oh no." Her talon grip loosened, and for the first time she noticed what I was wearing. Blue shirt with my work's logo, staff, written in big block letters on the back. Name tag with the name of my work on it. Unlike some people's story, mine had a pretty okay ending. The second she realized her mistake, not only did she apologize profusely, but she helped calm me down from the hysterics I've thrown myself into. Afterwards, she was very nice and quick to help me. If my hands were full and I couldn't get the door open, "One sec, baby girl, I get the door for you." The whole rest of the night, if I needed anything at all, or even just looked like I did, she was there asking, "What you need, baby girl?" Update: had to do bar runs again at work. Some lady at the bar greeted me the second she saw me, and once again was super helpful. The bar kitchen staff picked up on her calling me baby girl though, and now they all call me baby girl, or some variant like silly girl. At least, it was quite a nice ending to all of this, even though it cost you a bit of a hassle at the start. It's nice to see. It's nice to see when people end up being helpful. So a nice ending to this video. That was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot. Thank you. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!